I was popping. It's your boy Big Rich. Happy holidays, Saturday evening business. First of all, salute. We reached 9,000 subscribers. I want to thank everybody. I'm humbled, and I say it with respect. Salute and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in, wipe your feet on the rug, throw some smoke in the atmosphere. I just lit up some melonade. Delicious. Absolutely citrusy. Let's get down to business, shall we? From Costa Nostra News and the world-famous Ed Scarpo, let's get into it. Is Sammy the Bull rewriting Mafia history? The New York Daily News recently interviewed former Gambino underboss Salvatore Sammy the Bull Gravano, who talks about social media and the New York mob. Gravano, who is 75 and has spent 22 years of his life in prison, told the Daily News that he had returned to social media. Gravano is now posting on Instagram and Facebook, but he also finds time to craft broth brought to him by a neighbor in the sleepy Arizona town where the Bull now resides. Quote, I got a neighbor. As she comes over and she knocks, I open the door and she gives me broth. I said, what's this? She said, I know you're living alone and I don't know if you're eating right. So she gives me the broth. Back in 1976, Carlo Gambino gave him the gun, the knife, and more importantly, a button in the Gambino crime family, and Gravano was off to the races. He embraced mob life with a deep and abiding passion for decades, robbing, stealing, killing, until he and the hierarchy were finally all pinched inside the Ravenite in Little Italy in December of 1990. And later, while they were in prison, Gravano heard recording of Gambino boss John Gotti tearing him apart behind his back. As Gravano recalled in a podcast last year, Gotti expected him to take the big fall by submerging his own interest in a common defense. John told me to my face, he said, Sammy, the tapes are horrible. You're going to have to take the weight. The lawyers are going to bring it out in court that you're a monster. You killed all these people, took over the unions, took over the businesses. Which I never did, unquote. Gravano flipped and helped the feds convict Gotti by confirming the Dapper Don's wiretapped admissions and providing devastatingly effective testimony. John Gotti died behind bars in 2002. Quote, everyone has regrets, Gravano tells Larry McShane in the Daily News story. Quote, no matter what life you're in, everybody who goes forward has some regrets. Only Gravano's regrets include an unusually large number of murders. In the interview, Gravano notes, I think he single-handedly destroyed the Mafia, adding, I think he made every mistake you can make. What John did, he hurt the entire Mafia. You could take 15 guys who cooperated, put them together, and they didn't do as much damage as he did by putting the whole Mafia on Front Street. But if it were to be absolutely honest, there is truth in Gravano's words. Though if you don't agree, then at least recall that John Gotti also had a proclivity to rewrite history, like when on December 12, 1989, he told Frank Locascio that Sammy himself had been the true power behind the killings of Robert D.B. DiBernardo, Louis Melito, and Louis DeBono. In actuality, D.B. was murdered over Sammy's objections after Angelo Ruggiero told Gotti that D.B. had made subversive comments behind his back. D.B., Gotti said to Locascio, did he ever talk subversive to you? Never. Never talked it to Angelo, and he never talked it to Joseph either. I took Sammy's word that he talked about me behind my back. I was in jail when I whacked him. I knew why it was being done. I done it anyway. I allowed it to be done anyway. On the same excerpt, Gotti turned the focus onto Melito and DeBono. The former had been killed because he questioned Gotti's judgment, and the latter failed to answer a Gotti summons. But on tape, Gotti said they were killed because Sammy asked permission to get rid of some business partners. Quote, every time we got a partner that don't agree with us, we kill him. The boss kills him. He kills him. He okays it. Says it's all right. Good. Then for good measure, Gotti accused Sammy of having green eyes, hoarding money and opportunity for himself. Quote, that's Sammy. Every fucking time I turn around, there's a new company popping up. Building consulting. Concrete. Where the hell did all these new companies come from? Where did the 5 new companies come from? Unquote. Gravano first moved to Arizona in the 1990s after he finished testifying in New York. He quit the federal witness protection program and sold lots of ecstasy. He was arrested again in 2000 and sentenced to 20 years. Gravano departed prison in 2017 and returned to Arizona, though says he still loves New York and the attitude of the people in New York. He says he still knows a lot of people in New York, including people in the New York Mafia. Quote, "There's a lot of guys who flipped. They're in touch with me every 3 minutes, but I don't fit in there no more." And each night before bed, Gravano spends 2 hours replying to questions on Facebook. So if you have any questions for him, feel free to hit him up. First of all, salute to Cosa Nostra News. Salute to Ed Scarpo. And we see Sammy the Bull out here probably trying to rewrite Mafia history through these answering these questions online and maybe changing the perspective of the game. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're smoking on. Like I said, I'm smoking on Melonade. Like, comment, and share, and enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. Salute to everybody, and we will talk soon.